You're watching Indie Style with Leah DeVon.
Hello and welcome to Indie Style. I am your host, Leah DeVon. Well, I'm very excited because we have a wonderful show planned for you. Today, you are going to meet a budding entrepreneur. She is an educator. She holds the USAM Ms. Georgia 2023 title, which she's going to talk about a little bit later. I'm so excited, you guys. I want you to meet and to welcome Miss Shondrae Knight. Hello, my friend. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I've been wanting you to come on the show, and I know you've been like super busy.
Yes, ma'am. Yay! Look at we're here now.
I know we did. You know, I'm really excited, you guys, because Shondrae is just such a wonderful person. Not only is she beautiful on the outside, but she's beautiful on the inside. So I'm excited, and I want to like kind of jump right in. So in the intro, I talked about, you know, you being an educator. So let's kind of like start with that first. So, you know, tell everybody a little bit about your background in the field of education and like some of the positions that you've held.
Okay, absolutely. So pretty much like many educators, I went to school, went to Kennesaw State University, and got my degree there and started my role in education up there. But I didn't do like what most of my peers did and went straight into it. I actually went back into property management, which is what I was in before. Long story, but
Okay.
God led me right on back to education. And I took my first job at a private school out in Stone Mountain. And interesting enough, I was in DeKalb County, and DeKalb County was actually one of the counties that I prayed for before I even started my journey in education while I was attending school at Kennesaw State University. So I ended up working there for a few years, became a director, a part owner. And from there, I ended up, God took me over to a charter school in Atlanta. And I worked there for 2 years, and then the pandemic hit. And that was when I decided to kind of take the bull by the reins, because my entrepreneur spirit would not allow me just to sit idle. So I prayed about it, and I asked God what he wanted me to do. And I heard, start your own school, private school. So from there, the beautiful thing was we were virtual. So that's how I got a good bit of my clients initially, because of us being virtual.
So let me ask you this really like, so,
Sure.
really, so you were in the classroom for a while, you did the private thing, you kind of helped run a school, you know, you really kind of got in there, you know what I mean? To run a school, that's a lot of work.
Yes, ma'am.
But I mean, rumor has it, because I've heard you are really good at what you do, and I hear that children gravitate towards you because, you know, I do my research.
Yeah.
I hear. But I've heard just really good things about you just in general, that you really say, you know, when you said, you know, I'm an entrepreneurial spirit. So, and I keep hearing you talking a lot about like God, you know, God like guided me to do this and guided me to do that. So let me ask you this. So you were in the classroom. Tell me why you decided to kind of not stay in the classroom position. And then I do want you to talk about how you decided to start your homeschooling, it's DFAM Academy, correct?
Yes. So
Okay.
so for the audience members, let me explain what DFAM means. DFAM is an acronym for Don't Forget About Me. And that name came to me many years ago because it's so many
I'm
children
hurting
that
you.
I know, it's so many of our babies that are left behind, especially the ones that have to have special services, like children that have autism or children who have processing disorders, ADHD, whatever you may have them. So that was what was put on my heart many years ago. And I held on to that name because I truly do believe in it. And I know that as an educator, unfortunately, we're taught to teach down the middle. And I've always wondered, well, what about the outliers? What about the children who are not getting it? What do we do about them? And I hated the concept of just passing them on. I absolutely abhorred it. So while I was in the classroom, I think that the thing that made me the most effective in the classroom is because I believe that I connected really well with the children. How did I connect with them? I got them to trust me. I
Mm.
got them to trust me, and I got them to believe in what I was trying to sell them. And let me explain that. See, I'm trying to sell them this dream called education, because it
Mhm.
is. That's what it is.
Mhm.
And if you think about it in that manner, you'll understand why some of us have it and some of us just don't, whether we have formal or informal. So I'm attempting to sell them something, and I have to be a really good salesperson in order to do it. That's where my entrepreneur spirit comes in. Because in order for you to sell something, you have to understand that people are buying you. They're
Mm.
buying you. They're
Mhm.
not buying the product. They're really not even buying the service. Half the time, they don't even really understand what they're even getting. They just know they got you.
Mhm.
And so I would connect with the students and develop a rapport with them. And so during my journey, I asked the Father, I asked God, is there any group of children in particular that you want me to work with? And he said, yes, boys with processing disorders and or disabilities or academic disabilities or what may have you. And so my path has been just filled with these just loving, gravitating little boys who absolutely just want that mother-like feel. And I think that's what I give them in the classroom. It's like the absence of their mother doesn't affect them because they have something just as good in the classroom.
Mhm.
And so that's what makes me an awesome educator. I really don't have this whole, I've been asked before, hey, what's your method? What's your, how do you get to this? What's the, what's the recipe? And I say, I really have to be honest with you. You got to be your authentic self with these kids. They can see straight through it.
Mhm.
They can see it. They can feel it. Their little spirits are so sensitive that they pick up on everything. And so it's impossible for you to come in there as anything else but authentic. And that's just the key. That's it.
I
That's it.
love, and I have to go back, say that name one more time, a little bit slower, because when you said it, it just touched my spirit. Say it again.
Don't forget about me.
Oh, that just makes me
That's
want to send you a hug through the screen. And
Doesn't it make you feel good when
it
someone doesn't forget
does,
about you? They
yeah.
remember everything. That's just how God is with us. He doesn't forget us. He knows what we need. And so therefore, as a good steward of his, I have to make sure that I'm giving these kids everything that they need and just trust that they trust me. So that's really how it started.
And I love that, and, Shondrae and I have talked about this before. There are so many of our children who, if your parents aren't educators or if they don't have the means to figure out how to help you succeed in a traditional classroom, a lot of
Yeah.
our children sit in a classroom, they're not identified, and there's nothing wrong with them because I believe every child has the ability to learn, but
Yes,
they
ma'am.
sit there because they're getting passed along, like you said, and
Mhm.
they don't feel that they're worthy and that they're smart because they're not being given what they need to succeed. So you, my friend, I'm not going to dance. Mikey told, I know she's like, stop dancing during the because it's not good. I'm going to stop, but I just get excited. I
Yes.
love that you've provided a place, especially for our boys, because just in general, little boys, God love them. They're already they're younger developmentally and
Yeah.
so much harder for them, but you're providing a place for them to experience success in the classroom. So
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm so excited for you. So let me
Thank
just
you.
let me ask you this. So, and I know we usually talk about this towards the end of the show, but I want to talk about it now. Like if I wanted to find out how to be a part of your program, like how do I do that? I know Mikey's going to get me for saying this now, but I just want to, as we're kind of talking about it, I
Okay.
have a young boy. Oh my gosh, I love Miss Knight. Like, how do I find her? What do I do? And we'll go back to it again at the end, but
No problem, no problem. So you can always reach out to me via Instagram, and that's DFAM1. So that's D as in dog, F as in Frank, A as in Adam, M as in Mary, and the number 1 on Instagram.
mhm.
We are on Facebook. You can reach us at Don't Forget About Me on Facebook. But more importantly, there's a better way to reach me, and I promise you, you're gonna get me straight up, and that's
What?
to call me.
Yes.
You
Oh,
can call me at 770
wait,
847
wait, you're wait, wait,
You can call me and I'll talk to you. Listen, I've had people call me and they'll say, "Hey, I know you don't know me, but I need to talk to you about my kid." And I will sit up. I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care what time of night. I will stop and talk to you about your child because your child means that much to me. So for me not to take your call, listen, if you called me, there's a reason why God had you call me. So guess what? I'm supposed to be sitting on the other side receiving, waiting on it anyway. I'm waiting on you anyway. So why not just call me? Can I give him the number?
Yeah, if Mikey puts it up, I'm gonna wait to see. I don't know what she's
Okay.
gonna do. What is she gonna do? What is it? If not, take out your pencils, folks. Go.
Okay.
I don't know what she's gonna do.
Okay. It's 770
Mhm.
847 0661.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But we're gonna. Oh, she put it up.
You put it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And feel free to call that number and you can text it. There is a young lady who actually, if I don't answer it, there's another young lady who will answer it. And that's our registrar admissions lady, Ms. Longino, and she will direct you straight to me. So you may get me, you may get her. Either way, you're going to get somebody and we're going to help you with your baby because we're in a crisis right now. We're in an educational crisis. And so I take this is how serious I take this. If you called the suicide prevention line, would they tell you hold up and call back? Would somebody not take your call? No, somebody's going to take your call. If you call
Absolutely.
911, somebody's going to take your call. This is an emergency. We're in a state of emergency right now with education, especially with our young boys, all of our children. But it's so many things that are happening right now. And unfortunately, they're kind of at the bottom of the list. And I don't like that. I don't like it. And I don't feel that God likes it either. So
Yes.
I'm going to make myself available.
I love it, and it's interesting because I think I don't know if people forget this, but our kids were pulled out of school for a year and a half. So
Yes.
they're being immersed back into the classroom with the same expectations. They're still developmentally younger because they missed that socialization that
Yes,
they
ma'am.
had. And it's a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. So I applaud you and I
Thank
celebrate
you.
you, my friend, that you are offering this type of opportunity. I hope other entrepreneurs across the globe will kind of, that have a heart for education, that want to help,
Yes.
especially like you said, our boys,
Yes.
especially our young boys.
Yes, ma'am.
They need that support to know that they are good enough, that they are so smart. I tell my Jackson every day, he's always like, "Okay, Mom." I'm like, "Buddy, kiss your brain because it is just
Yes.
awesome all day long." Kiss your brain. Yes, receive that.
Yeah.
You are just, and I love, like I said, I know who Shondrae is as a person. She is just a dynamic, amazing,
Thank you.
amazing educator because I've seen you in action. I'm like, with kids that I would be like, I don't even know how, just it's innately it's innate it's just a part of who you are, like your
Yes.
spirit. And so
Yes,
I'm so
ma'am.
happy for your program. I know
Thank
it's
you.
gonna, and you're just like the multitasking entrepreneur. I'm like, okay, she started her own school. She's
Yeah.
building up our kids, which is beautiful.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell everybody like about your title and when you're talking about your title, what is it? Your Miss Georgia 2023. Say the title.
Okay, it's U.S. American Miss Georgia 2023, and so it essentially I represent the entire state of Georgia. My category is Ms. I compete against other young women that are in my age group. We compete for a national title, which will be in the month of July in 2023 down in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been doing this.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and I absolutely love it. When I was younger, I used to watch Kenya Moore, Vanessa Williams. I used to watch them and just be in complete awe. I just I was blown away. And that's why representation is so important in all areas. So just watching them, I just held on to that dream. And when I got the opportunity to do it, you know me, I ran with it. I ran with it.
Okay, so Mikey, can you put up some pictures? So I can't with you. You know what? Shut the front door, you big gorgeous show off. What? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I can't.
Oh.
Wow.
Mhm.
Look at you with your gloves of
Thank
glamour.
you. Thank
Love the
you.
glamour.
Thank you
Oh
so
my
much.
God. Oh my gosh. When I saw that scroll across Instagram, I was like, what? Who? Huh? What? No. She is doing just it, but you know what? It makes me just so proud of you.
Thank
You know what I
you.
mean? Because I've always really felt that, and we are just even, as an African American community, we are so underrepresented, unrepresent. What am I trying to say? Underrepresented in so
Yes.
many different areas, and so I think little Black girls need to see beautiful beauty queens like you,
Yes.
out there and advocating for them in the classroom. They need to see somebody that looks just like them
Yes.
because that gives them inspiration. I think they gravitate to something. And it's not to say their other teachers aren't wonderful. I'm not saying there's so many wonderful educators. But
Absolutely.
I know you know what I mean. You know what
Yes.
I
Oh,
mean?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And they need to see that. And I love that they get to see you. Like, tell me a little bit, like, what is your role? What does it entail that you're doing when you like, what is your platform?
Okay,
No.
thank you. Okay. So my platform is called Anna's Promise. And so when I was a young girl, okay, so I've been 6 feet tall since about the fifth grade here.
Can
Okay.
I have some of your inches? I'm like 5'2". I just
Yeah,
look at
you
you,
listen.
beautiful and
I'm
tall.
giving away, I'm giving them away at this point in my life. So you can have them beautiful. You can have them. So I struggled with that. I had these long arms, these long legs. I had this long neck. I didn't know what to do with it, Leah. I constantly told myself that I wish I was shorter. And I will never forget one day I said it in front of my grandmother. And I even said something about my skin color. And she looked at me like, I know you did not just say that.
Mm,
So she sat me down and had a long conversation with me and told me, she said, let me tell you something, little girl. Somebody there, when you get older, you're going to find out that there are people in this world who are paying big bucks to get what you have. So cherish it. It may not be for you right now, but just put it in your little box and keep it. And later on, when it's time to open it up, figuratively speaking, when it's time to open up, you're going to realize what I'm talking about. And honey, when I tell you that Anna was absolutely positively correct, she was
mhm.
right on the money. So it's
Right.
called Anna's Promise. And what we do is it's a group, it's a community of older women that have come together. We're kind of like the aunties in the community and the
I
grandmothers
love
in the community.
that. Look at you giving more of yourself to our kids. Go ahead.
Absolutely, absolutely, hands down. So we're the aunties and the grandmothers in the community, and we're the ones that are responsible for really, truly nurturing the young girls and helping them realize who they are, helping them realize that, God has a calling for their lives as well. There's so much more to them than just this little elementary school age girl or this middle
Mhm.
school age girl or this high school age girl. We actually help them realize what it is they want to be. So let's say, for instance, they said, I want to compete in pageants with you. And when I say literally, I literally put them in the vehicle and take them with me and say,
Mhm.
let's go. I want you to see this firsthand. So
Mhm.
A, you can recognize if this is truly what you want to do.
Mhm.
B, you can see what goes into it. And C, we can go ahead and get you started. So we have mentors that work with us in all areas, whether it's acting. We got a couple of kids that we've started acting. I paired them with some friends that work in that field. We have those who are entertainers. We have chefs, so many different things that they can get into. So they're paired with them. And then we have these tenants.
Mhm.
And these tenants are the different parts of their life. So, for instance, their physical, their financial, their mental and emotional, their spiritual, all right, and their social life. So, what
Mhm.
happens is each young girl
Mhm.
gets to spend time with a mentor, and they go
Mhm.
through each one of these areas in their life.
Mhm.
And whatever it is that they want to accomplish, they set a goal for each one of those areas, and their mentor helps them bring those into fruition. Now, these tenants, I have to say this, they're named after. I picked 5 influential women in my life, and I just happen to have five, and I named the tenants after them. So, for instance, the name of the organization is Anna's Promise. That's my mother's name. She passed away a couple years ago.
Mhm.
And so then there's another tenet for the spiritual tenet, which is their belief system. Because I believe that you got to have something in you to work with. Because baby, if that's empty, then the rest of them are not going to be able to hold. It's sort of like you building a house and there's no foundation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the spiritual one is named after my father's mother, and that's Queen Mary. So they're all the tenants are called Queen something. So you got Queen Mary. And then the emotional and mental is named after my aunt, and that's Queen Pamela.
Mm-hmm.
And Pamela means honey in the Bible. And then there is the physical one, and that's Queen Jacqueline, or Jacob. That's my mother. That's my mother. My mother is ex-military. She's a vet, so that's hers. And then there's the social, and that one is called Queen Airlise, and that's named after my best friend Erica. I took her middle name and named it after her. And so, Lord, don't let my memory fail me now. Was that 5?
Mm-hmm.
It was. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So each one of them goes through it, and I personalize them for that reason, so that I can really own this program, and I can really, I'm just as invested as well, because I put the names of these women that have influenced my life.
Mm-hmm.
So my prayer is that their spirit really pushes this forward, that their energy and their good vibes they send to me pushes it forward with it being named after them, and rightfully so. All of them are very excited about it. So each girl, it's a year-long program. I'm sorry, I'm just going on and on. But, it's a year-long program,
Mm-hmm.
and each girl goes through the program, and they all have goals. And we do have a mantra where they have to pretty much tell themselves every day. They have to speak to their future girl and speak to their past girl, and whatever promise and whatever goals they set for their future girl, they have to hold on to it. And our mentors show them how to achieve these goals and hold on to that authenticity that they possess, that God gave them for the rest of their life, how to take care of themselves for the rest of their life. I did leave off one person. It's Queen Kimberly. That was the financial one.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that. You're giving them the tools and the path.
Yeah.
To experience success, and like everything is queen this and queen that, because I really feel like women should be treated like queens.
They
we need
are.
to teach our children, especially our little boys when they're little.
Yes.
How you treat women, how you speak to women, how you speak to your little friends that are girls. Just in general, you just have to teach them to be a certain way. And I love. It seems like every place that you're supposed to be doing, in your career, you're giving back to our children.
You got it.
So let me do this. Let me ask you. So if you could give a tip for success for, one of those kiddos that wants to be in, give a tip for success.
Give a tip. Okay. Let me give you the best tip I know. Be yourself. Do not try to be anyone else. The hardest thing in life you could ever do to yourself is sabotage what and the way and how, why, when, however you want to put it, how God created you. The worst thing you can do is sabotage her or him. Don't do that. You owe that little boy or little girl, you owe that to yourself. You owe that to him or her. Because when that adult comes up, if what you promised to that little girl or the little boy in you, if you don't fulfill that adult version of you is going to always be seeking it. And they're never going to be able to move forward. So be who you are, develop yourself as you go, and stick to that, so that once you become an adult, all the pieces will make sense to you. You won't be looking and this is no shade to nobody. And, you won't be running after celebrities trying to be like them, or running after this person trying to be like them, because you are so confident and you are so bold in your walk that you do not worry about what anybody has to say, because you want to know why. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You know who you are. I wish somebody would come to me today and tell me I'm not who I am, or baby, that I'm not fabulous. Who are you telling that?
Right. I think so many people, I'm here with you on that.
Yes, you are.
We're like, I believe that you walk in your purpose, you walk in your passion. It might take you longer to get to where you're going to go, but if you are authentically you, and if what your purpose is, it will happen for you. And it's like, I am so happy that I get to celebrate you, because that is what my show is all about. Finding people who, I think, and, who our show thinks are really wonderful entrepreneurs, because we want people to learn from you. And like, I'm so blessed I have this platform to celebrate people like you.
Thank you. Thank you. And we need it. We need it because how else would people know that we're out in the community doing the work? Because a lot of times I do hear this. They say, well, we didn't know you were out here. Well, everybody doesn't have the budget to advertise. Everybody doesn't have to advertise in a large way. I'll say that. Thank God for social media. But again, you still have to, get yourself out there, even on social media. It's not like it just shows up in their face. So I thank you so much and your team for allowing me to come on and even talk about this so that people are aware that, oh my goodness, I have somewhere for my baby to go, whether it's the school or whether it's, for just the, Anna's Promise, whether it's for that or, hey, I gotta, hold on. I'm gonna do a shameless plug here. I got a whole book I wrote, so if you need a book, if
What's it called? What's it called?
Life
Put it on the website.
Changing Gratitude.
Okay. We'll put it on our website. Absolutely.
Thank you.
No, like I said, we're slowly, and I keep saying it, I'm going to get not in trouble, but I'm like, I love the quote. It's like, if you build it, they will come. I keep saying that, but I believe that. And we're growing our show and our platform. And it's just an honor to celebrate people, because we have to celebrate people. We really do, their victories and their successes. So I'm just honored that I have this platform. And like you said, just keep going. We're going to just keep going.
Keep going. Just keep listening. What did Dory say? Just keep swimming.
Oh, yes. Yes. See, I have a little boy, so we didn't watch, but you swim.
Yeah, Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Keep swimming. Swim, little guppies. Yes. Swim. Tell everybody where we can find you on social media.
Well, you can reach me for the school for Don't Forget About Me at DFAM. That's DFAM1 on Instagram. Or you can always call me 770-847-0661. And again, if you type in Don't Forget About, listen, we're the only one. If you type in Don't Forget About Me on the internet, guess what? Google's going to do you a favor and they're going to take you right to me. They're going to bring you to me. Okay. I got it set up that way. So, but Instagram is the best way. As far as my pageantry go, USAM Ms, that's MS, Georgia, all spelled out, 2023. Come on over. I'll be glad to talk to you, give you some more tips, and just you can come on in my page and have fun. It's lots of fun stuff going on over there.
Well, we are going to, of course, just plug you to the Hilton back. And I am so excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For coming on my show. And like I said, incredible things are just going to continue to come your way, because what a beautiful platform and just a meaningful purpose of what you're doing. And our babies need that. So continued success in all that you do. You just keep winning. You just keep winning.
Thank you, Leah. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You and your incredible team. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I'll see you soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. I know. I'm like having a moment. How beautiful. How beautiful. She's beautiful on the inside as well as on the outside. I got to fix my pillow. Mikey's going to yell at me and be like, don't do that when you're taping your show. Okay. So anyway, so many beautiful programs to really inspire and to help our children. So be sure to, visit indiestyletv.com. I'll have Shondrae's information on there. And I hope that she has touched your heart as much as she has mine. And, I hope that you guys have enjoyed the show. And as always, I am Leah DeVon. Thanks for watching. You take care and you be well.